All right, what's up my brothers? In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you, with the help of a woman, how ladies put guys into 3 different categories when it comes to how they select them for the possibility of intimacy, if I can put it that way. Let's go right to the horse's mouth and play this quick video, and then I'm going to distill it and define it and break it down for you so you understand a little bit better, so you guys can get some better results when it comes to dating and love.
When it comes to men, us women place guys into 3 categories. The first category is the guy that we meet and we instantly just want. The sexual chemistry is high. We don't care what they do or how much they make. They are getting it. The second type is the guy that he's okay. He's maybe not that good looking, but he is willing to spend money. He's going to pay our bills. He's going to buy us nice things. He's going to take us on all the dinner dates. But is he the one? No. Is sexual chemistry high or mid? Probably. And then there's a third guy. The third guy doesn't have a shot in hell. There is nothing that he can do. There is no amount of money that he can make that would make us want him. He is a no right off the bat. Am I lying or am I telling the truth?
All right, guys, so there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. She's categorized men into 3 distinct categories. It is what it is. I am not here to lie to you. I'm here to deliver the cold hard truth, and we're gonna have a conversation about that. If you're newer to my channel, hey, Rich Cooper, entrepreneur, best-selling author, relationship expert. I wrote a book a few years ago called The Unplugged Alpha, and one of the chapters I talked about the notion of genuine burning desire, which I'll get to in a moment. But the 3 categories that she's talking about, I'm going to translate into, let's give it a little bit of a business definition, if I can put it that way. Today we're in the Spider RS. It's a sunny day. Air's cool though, so we're making a lot of crisp power, in case you're wondering what we're driving. So the first category she's talking about is basically GBD. I'm going to come to that one last. I'm going to go to the last category where she's talking about the guys are essentially invisible to her. Now, she made it very, very clear that this is how women and, you know, gals sit down and they have these conversations about these things together and they cook up these ideas. But women will sit down and they'll sort of like chop it up. You know, they'll like work out the way that they date, how they interact with guys and the kind of results that they're looking for. And at the very bottom of the totem pole are the invisible guys, which, if we're being honest, is probably about 75 to 80% of men out there. The vast majority of men, especially to attractive women like this, let's call her Lips, especially to women like Lips over here with the big hoopty-hoop earrings and that look that most guys sort of chase for. Like, a gal like that doesn't really have much in the way of trouble when it comes to finding guys. She'll get a lot of attention from a lot of different guys, but at the end of the day, very, very few men that she gets attention from are the kind of guys that she wants to engage in. Like I said earlier, 75 to about 80% of men out there are virtually invisible to women. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. That doesn't mean that they're not walking the earth. It just means that when guys give her attention, she doesn't really see it. She finds them annoying. If you're the kind of guy that flirts with her in an office environment, you're probably the kind of guy that she's going to report to HR. She doesn't report the handsome guy that she's attracted to. It's only the guy that she labels as the guy that gives her the ick, or he's creepy, if you know what I'm saying. Those are the invisible guys. So that's what she's talking about when we're talking the 75 to 80% of guys. The next category up, these are the indifference guys. There's this scale used in the business world called the Net Promoter Score. And the bottom 75 to 80% are essentially detractors. She doesn't care about them. If she had a glass of water in her hand and dude was on fire, she'd probably walk away drinking the glass of water. So those are the detractors. And we got the indifference category, the next one up. This one, probably something like 10 to 15% of the next group of guys exists who are visible to her. She sees them. They make attempts to reach out to her. They ask her out on dates. She's somewhat responsive. They might be specific and say, hey, Becky, you're real cute. Let's go out for a drink on Friday. And her response might be, maybe, I'll have to get back to you. I've got a busy week. Let me see what's going on. Give me a couple of days, and then maybe they don't hear from them. That's the indifferent category. You guys have all dealt with a woman at some point that's kind of lukewarm towards you. She's pretty much indifferent. She kind of likes you. You're good for a dinner so that she can take an Instagram of her $100 plate that you're paying for, by the way. But she doesn't really have like a genuine pull for you. She makes weight for intimacy. She might say something like, I want to get to know you, even though you've been out on 3 or 4 dates and trying to warm things up and get a little handsy, a little bit of keno. She pushes you away. I want to wait, or I got a 3-month rule or an 8-date rule or something like that. That's the indifference category. She'll take the night, she'll go out on a date, she'll have a drink, she'll get dressed up for it, but sometimes she's going to be in the bathroom texting the Chad while you're paying for the bill, asking him to meet you at the house because she's about to get dropped off by the indifferent guy. You see what I'm saying? You don't ever want to be the guy that she's indifferent to, that she doesn't have a genuine burning desire for. You're kind of like a filler guy. You're like maybe the guy that might be husband material after she goes for everybody else and they don't select her, and she keeps you as a backup, if you know what I'm saying. That's the indifferent guy. That's like the middle category that she was defining. Now the first category, as we get to the top of the list, this is like 5 to 10% of guys, probably 5% of guys out there, which is a very, very small percentage. These are the guys she's absolutely enthusiastic about. You know what it looks like because let's say you meet her on a dating app and she's like, let's get together, let's grab that drink. She'll come hop, skipping and jumping into the bar, excited to meet you, big wide open kiss and a hug. You just know that she's about it. Whereas the other one, she's kind of indifferent. She might be lukewarm. She might give you a hug or a handshake, maybe a peck on the cheek. You see the difference. The guy that she's got genuine burning desire for, the top 5% of guys out there, let's call them, they're very rare. That's why I keep telling you guys, the most important thing that you need to work on for yourself is increasing your attractiveness and your value. By increasing the perceived attractiveness that women have for you, if I can put it that way, your options open up and you have more of these types of women that all guys are after, wanting or vying for your attention. And they're willing to be intimate with you almost immediately in some cases. They don't make you wait for 3 months or have an 8-date rule before any kind of intimacy happens. They can't afford to do that. I talked about a very specific scenario in my book. I'm going to pin it below in the top comment. If you haven't read it, you should get it. But I'm going to reiterate the story. I had a date with this gal. She wasn't exactly my type. I got kind of fat-fished, if I can be honest. She's a little heavier than what I was expecting. But I'm there anyway. She was funny. We have a drink. Within about 10 or 15 minutes of my drink, she's telling me about how dating's not going very well for her. And I asked her a few questions, why. I'm probing her. She's like, I got this 8-date rule before I'll be intimate with anybody. And I'm sipping on my drink. And I spit it out practically as I hear this. And I'm like, I don't play those games. That's real silly. Trying to negotiate when desire happens. After 8 dates, and all of a sudden on the 8th date, you bring over the toothbrush and you're going to spend the night for some nookie after he took you out on 8 expensive dates and paid for dinners and all these sorts of things. I'm like, that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, no wonder you're having a bad experience. And she kind of pauses and she looks at me and then she gestures towards the bathroom and she goes, okay, let's go fuck in the bathroom right now. This is how women test guys, right? They want to see what you're made of. If they're unsure, then they're going to test you right off the bat. She wasn't sure about me, but she's going to test me off the bat. And then she put me in the top rank almost immediately. Whereas the other guy, she's making wait 8 dates. Now, that's one of the few times in my life that I didn't take up an opportunity with a fairly strong sexual advance from a woman. But you see the point of the story is what I'm making here. You want to deal with women that have genuine burning desire. If she's making you wait, if she's rescheduling dates, canceling dates, making it difficult to see her, finding excuses. She's got more stories than Walt Disney about why she can't see you or how she can see you later. She's seeing somebody else, brother. I'm telling you right now, it just ain't you. She just ain't about you. Because if a chick is about you, she'll go out of her way to make herself available, and she'll be enthusiastic about you when she's available, and she will give up a lot of sexual intimacy to you early on. It's been said that you can measure a woman's attractiveness and desire for a guy by what she's willing to give up and at the cost that she's willing to charge you for it. I'm going to use cost to charge you for it, but I'm going to translate that to make it a little more clear for those that aren't misunderstanding what I'm saying here. But women aren't going to make it expensive for you to be intimate with them. They aren't going to make you wait 8 dates. They aren't going to make you take them out to dinners. They will legitimately come over, probably on the first date, to your place, and it could happen very, very quickly. And that's what genuine burning desire looks like. When you know, you know. I know that some of you guys know that are watching this that have been there before and are very familiar with GBD. I talk about it often on social media. Let's give this thing a rip here. Oh, it just sounds so good! Yeah! I had to. But guys, look for GBD exclusively. Don't chase women that aren't interested in you. You're going to be wasting your time spending more and getting less in return. You want to spend less and put less time in it and get more out of that dating experience, more out of that relationship that you're building or relationships that you're building simultaneously. That's when you have the best experience. All of the pissed off guys that I've met in the world that think women suck or they're just blah, 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 you know, they have whatever reason they don't like them, it is most often because they aren't her first choice. That's when guys get pissed off. So you have two choices, guys. You can keep banging your head against the wall, getting bad results, dealing with women that are indifferent to you or even a detractor. They don't even acknowledge your existence, basically. Or you can level up, become the best version of yourself, and find ways to have better interactions and better experiences with women. If you want to learn more about how I teach guys the intimate details of this, pin in the top comments a link to my school. It's $50 a month. You can check it out, cancel anytime. There's over 50 hours of extremely top shelf content in there that teaches you everything you need to know behind the scenes. We'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.